Hello and welcome. Rhodes Perry here from Rhodes Perry Consulting. So today I invite you to direct your attention to an incredibly challenging topic. And that topic is the conflict involving Iran, Israel, and the United States. And we're going to engage in this topic from a unique perspective. So instead of seeing this as an inevitable path towards war without end and thinking through it and strategizing around it, we're going to be opening ourselves up to the possibility of this conflict being a catalyst to start to create the space for profound global healing. Now, as a somatic coach, this practice is going to be one where we are going to be accessing our bodies. So we're moving from kind of this intellectual space and really moving into feeling what our bodies have to say about it. So our bodies, right, they hold immense wisdom. And by tuning into them, we can access deeper insights to help shift our collective consciousness. And that's the goal today. This is a practice that is involving somatic imagination. So I really encourage you just to find a quiet place right now and find a comfortable position. Right. So I'll be standing. I'm standing right now. You're welcome to be seated. You're welcome to lie down. Really. But the key right now is, keep your eyes open, maybe find a soft gaze and really feel into your feet, right? So this might be harder if you're lying down. So if you can be seated, I encourage that. And if you can stand, I welcome that as well. And really notice those feet and imagine that there are roots, right? From the soles of your feet, maybe punching through the soles of your shoes if you're wearing shoes, going through those floorboards, through the foundation if you're in a building, and going right into the soil, into the earth, right down into its core. And really feel that connection. Really feel that kind of support, that capacity that the earth can give you. And feel yourself becoming more anchored, right? Secure and supported by the earth's love for you and for us. This connection, the protection that the earth provides us, our home. And just take a few breaths here, really allowing this sense of groundedness to settle in your body. And notice how this feeling of maybe safety allows your mind to relax, right? Like there's nothing to do, nowhere to go other than right here, right now, just being together. And knowing that you have a stable base for which to explore, right? To imagine, to move into this practice of somatic imagining. And with this sense of grounding, the sense of safety and support, let's turn our attention to what's happening in the Middle East, right? Going to this conflict and maybe just taking it on maybe 5%, right? To start to feel into it a little bit. And I want you to hold in your mind the idea that this situation, instead of being this prelude to a war, right? A war potentially without end. I want you to instead feel for this opportunity for creating space for global healing, right? So I want you to resist the urge to intellectualize, maybe turn that inner dialogue down just a little bit. You don't have to stop it. Instead, feel more, right? And I invite you to feel into the body, into the possibility for a global feeling, right? Trying to connect with each other through space and time, right? So for some of us, we might be there right now. And for others, this might be harder, right? So just kind of notice where you're at. If there's a numbness, if this is hard, that's really important information. So just get curious about that as we deepen, right? So allow your body to feel into this question. Can this conflict be an opportunity for global healing? And feel in your body, right? Just what do you notice at this moment? Feel maybe there's energy in your chest, maybe in your belly or your throat. Maybe it's a stagnant energy. Maybe it's moving, right? Just kind of get curious. What else feels alive in your body when you're feeling into this question? Is there an opportunity for this conflict to open up the possibility for global healing, right? For global forgiveness, for global conversation, for a truth and reconciliation process. Like feel that in your body. And just take a moment, like scan what the body is noticing, right? And once you've located some sensation, right, what does it feel like, right? Don't try to attach a story to it. Just, is there a sensation in the body right now based on those questions? Is there a warmth, a coolness? Like think about temperature contrasts, maybe a tingling, maybe there's some pressure, maybe there's spaciousness, right? Just kind of notice. Is it a color or a texture, right? So simply observe without judgment. There's no right or wrong here. It's what you feel is what you feel, and that's 100% your truth, right? And if this sensation could speak, what would it say about the possibility of healing in this situation? So again, feel into that and allow any words that might be attached with the feelings, right? Images, right? Or even just a subtle sense of intuition, this inner knowing to emerge. So this is your body's wisdom and it's communicating with you. So now let's just expand on this feeling. And I invite you to close your eyes right now. So if your eyes are open, go ahead and close your eyes at this point. We're going to enter a special place in your imagination. So this can be a real place that you've been to before, right? Or it can be completely imaginary. And this could be one where you feel absolutely calm, you're safe, you're inspired, you have dignity, right? And just kind of feel into that. This is a place where you belong, right? So as you visualize this space, actively engage all of those senses, all five senses. What are you seeing, hearing, tasting, touching, feeling, right? Smelling. Just kind of notice all of that. So right now, what are you seeing? Like what visions are coming to you? What colors, what shapes, what light is present in this moment? What do you hear? Maybe the gentle rustle of leaves, the distant sound of waves, maybe a profound silence. What scents are in the air? Just notice. What can you smell? And can you feel that temperature on your skin? The texture of the ground beneath you, and maybe that breeze, right? And is there a taste in the air? Maybe some freshness, right? Maybe there's hydration in your mouth, right? Just kind of notice these five senses. And as you immerse yourself in this peaceful sanctuary, notice how your body feels here. Is there a sense of lightness, spaciousness, warmth, or deep relaxation? And allow that feeling to permeate every cell of your being. And from this place of deep peace and embodied safety, I invite you to imagine the world. Just imagine the world right now, specifically the Middle East, right? The regions of Iran and Israel, the bases of the United States and Qatar, right? Like just imagine the Middle East and imagine a movement towards healing, whatever that means to you. Maybe it's creating the space to start the healing process. Maybe you're in the healing process. But just what is the move towards healing in this particular region of the world? So see in your mind's eye delegations of peace from all corners of the earth, right? Delegations, you're a part of the delegation, right? We're all coming together, acknowledging our shared humanity. And just imagine you, maybe other leaders and citizens, right? Spurred by how close we've all come to the precipice and miraculously, right? Miraculously moving away from this conflict. And not just moving away from it, right? Using this conflict as the catalyst to start to create healing. And notice how your body responds as you hold this vision of global healing, right? Does it feel expansive, hopeful, and lighter? Now hold on to this embodied feeling. And this is a feeling of peace, a feeling of possibility. And remember that your ability to imagine this future and to anchor it in your body contributes to the collective field of consciousness right now. You're not just dreaming. This is not a dream, right? You are actively participating in creating this potential because your thoughts and your feelings can become form, right? So really feel into this and feel that power that you have. So take a breath in, take a long breath in and a nice exhale out. And do that again, right? Take a long breath in and take a breath out just to complete this practice, this somatic imagination. Take a moment to thank your body for its wisdom, for communicating to you, with you, and for showing you these possibilities, right? And when you're ready, you can slowly open your eyes. You can come back here, welcome, and just kind of check in with yourself. How does this embodied experience, the somatic imagination, how does this feel different from just thinking about this conflict, from just reading about it, right? Like, what is the feeling? What is the feeling of connection and compassion and empathy towards people that are impacted in this region of the world? What is it like to connect in a way of not just sympathizing or even empathizing, but dreaming, imagining, envisioning something different, and imagining yourself being a contributor to that, to be a part of a delegation of peace? So just kind of feel into that. And when you're ready, um, you can kind of just download some of these insights. You might want to jot down what you've just imagined if you're a journaler, and really kind of ask yourself, what insights did I gain from connecting with my felt senses, right? What insights did I gain from listening to my body, the domain of all of me? So feel into that, and then maybe share one of those possibilities if you're so moved in the chat. If there was a vision, give us some hope. What did you see? What did you imagine? You know, Collectively, I think if we contribute our comments here, we're going to start to see glimmers of what could be possible in this future world that we are actively shaping back, right? We are being shaped right now by all of the things coming our way, but we are actively shaping it back. And this is how you can hang on to your power, right? Don't let your power go in this moment. Remember where that comes from. It's within your tissues, and this practice is one that helps you unlock that wisdom. So return to this practice if you find it helpful. Share it with a friend or a colleague if they can benefit from it, and really continue to engage in practices like these. And if you'd like to practice in community, because let's be honest, the way that we're going to move through this is by strengthening our communities. So if you want to connect with other like-minded leaders, folks on the path to growing their leadership skills to be more embodied, more aware, more connected, more present, then check out our belonging practice. We meet every Thursday morning at 8 a.m. Pacific time, and I hope to see you there. And I want to thank you today. I want to thank you for making this time for yourself, for living into that imagination of what could be possible. And together, I want to thank you for growing our belonging movement, because showing up, doing the practices, and doing the work, that helps take that imagination and it helps start to build the world that we deserve living in. So thank you, and I hope to see you soon, and keep up the practice.